She was disregarded in an upscale jewelry boutique because to her white linen clothing. Simple sandals, no cosmetics, no luxury handbag. To them, she was not a client. She was worthless. Observe her, one clerk murmured. That type does not engage in purchasing. She arrives to pilfer. Her sole desire was to view a jewelry. What she received instead were derogatory remarks, disdainful glances, and overt humiliation. 30 minutes later, her rich spouse's Rolls-Royce arrived. DEA Lumiere shimmered like a treasure chest on Rodeo Drive. The marble floors are polished to a mirror-like brilliance. The crystal chandeliers project prisms onto velvet-lined cabinets. The boutique epitomized opulence, showcasing diamond tiaras and sapphire rings that signified affluence to a clientele comprising celebrities, magnates, and nobility. At its center, illuminated by a spotlight, rested the store's centerpiece, a pink diamond necklace. The centerpiece, composed of 18 carats, is accompanied by flawless white diamonds valued at $12 million. De la Lumiere was more than merely a retail establishment. It served as a gatekeeper of status, requiring a specific appearance for admittance. Designer brands, opulent jewels, the aroma of inherited wealth. The valet outside coordinated a procession of Bentleys and Lamborghinis, while the boutique's Instagram, boasting 1 million followers, displayed clients adorned in opulence. This was a realm where appearance constituted currency and judgment was immediate. Claire Monroe entered through the glass doors, her white linen dress fluttering in the gentle breeze, her sandals softly brushing against the marble. At 36, she was remarkable in her simplicity, with clear gray eyes, blonde hair neatly secured in a bun, a makeup-free visage, yet exuding quiet confidence. Her canvas tote included a notebook, a pen, and a worn photograph of her and her husband Blake laughing on their wedding day. Claire, a previous charity director, had withdrawn to concentrate on philanthropy. Her substantial riches, linked to Blake's e-commerce enterprise, deliberately kept confidential. Today, she visited DEA Lumiere to view the pink diamond necklace, intending to purchase it as a 10th anniversary gift for Blake, symbolizing their shared journey. She had no obligation to demonstrate anything. She merely desired to experience the heft of the gems in her grasp. The boutique was tranquil, interrupted only by the gentle resonance of classical music and the subdued conversation of a few patrons, women adorned in Chanel dresses and men clad in tailored suits. Claire approached the central display, her gaze captivated by the necklace's gentle radiance. Vanessa Holt, the saleswoman, stood behind the display case, her black dress accentuating her figure, and her blonde hair styled in a strict updo. Her gaze traversed Claire's attire, pausing on the tote, and her smile exhibited a superficial layer of dislike. "May I assist you?" she inquired, her tone suggesting a negative response. Claire's lips formed a subtle smile. "I would like to view the pink diamond necklace, please," she articulated, her tone clear and cordial. Vanessa's smile constricted as her eyes scrutinized Claire's sandals. "That is a display item," she remarked audibly to attract attention. "Designated for clients of a specific status, rather than mere window shoppers." Claire's fingers grazed her purse, although her demeanor remained composed. She acknowledged, her voice kind. "I would still like to view it. I possess the financial means to acquire it." Vanessa's laughter was piercing, eliciting attention from the other staff members. "Are you aware of the cost?" she exclaimed, her voice resonating throughout the boutique. "Are you merely present for the air conditioning?" Approximate client, a woman clad in a fur-trimmed coat called Diana Voss, chuckled, remarking, "She must believe this is a thrift store." Her companion, a man in a bionic suit, smirked, his cufflinks shimmering. "No appointment." "Bold," he said audibly for Claire to perceive. The boutique's ambience altered as attention focused on the woman who seemed out of place. While Claire positioned herself under the necklace display, attempting to attract Vanessa's notice, a cluster of affluent clients congregated close, their luxury handbags shimmering beneath the chandeliers. Under the leadership of Diana Voss, they candidly analyzed Claire's appearance. "Observe her attire," Diana exclaimed vociferously, her tone laden with contempt. Did she meander in from a farmer's market? The group chuckled, their diamond earrings glinting as they captured images of Claire, sharing them in a private group chat titled Deli Lumiere VIPs. A client, a technology specialist called Lauren Tate, remarked, I suspect she is here to survey the premises. Inspector Bag. The taunting intensified as Diana threw a coin at Claire's feet, sneering, for your bus fare home. The other guests of the boutique joined in, their laughing a symphony of malice, while Vanessa and Ethan observed, smirking, and refrained from intervening. Claire's grip on her tote intensified, her gray eyes ablaze with suppressed anguish, yet she remained silent. The images disseminated online, labeled boutique bone, each akin to a fresh laceration of her dignity. Vanessa inclined her body towards her colleague, Ethan Cole, a slender individual meticulously polishing a tray of rings. Monitor her closely, she murmured, her tone intentionally discernible. She possesses an expression that suggests she may pose inquiries to divert your attention while surreptitiously placing an item in her purse. Ethan nodded, his smirk mirroring hers, and approached, his gaze fixed on Claire's tote. The allegation lingered, serving as a public stigmatization. Claire remained in astonished quiet, her gray eyes unwavering, while her heart raced. She refrained from disputation. She did not elevate her voice. She pivoted, her sandals making no sound, and proceeded toward the doors, the burden of their stares upon her back. Claire approached a side display, intending to peruse discreetly. The boutique security guard, a robust individual named Victor, obstructed her route, his radio emitting static. Madam, I must inspect the contents of that bag, he declared audibly, his voice resonating throughout the store. Claire halted, her gray eyes widened, yet she composedly unzipped her tote, disclosing merely her notebook and pen. Victor scoffed, shaking his head. Maintain its visibility, he cautioned, his tone suggesting culpability. Proximate clients murmured, I warned you she is problematic. Their devices were recording the interaction. Vanessa inclined towards Ethan, whispering, she is undoubtedly scheming. A quintessential diversion strategy. The guard loomed nearby, his presence a palpable menace, shadowing Claire's every movement, his boots thudding on the marble. The shame was stifling, a calculated display. Nevertheless, Claire maintained her cool, her sandals making no sound as she approached the exit. The footage of Victor's confrontation was posted on Twitter, branded #ShopThief. Every retweet constitutes a public condemnation. As Claire halted by the boutique's entrance, readjusting her tote, a group of patrons inside observed her presence. Diana Voss, her fur coat shimmering, said, still present, darling? The pawn shop is located down the street. Her companions chuckled, their phones recording as Diana threw a crumpled tissue at Claire's feet. In response to your tears, she derided. The other clients participated, chanting, no diamonds. No diamonds, while Ethan smiled from behind the counter. Claire's jaw clenched as she grasped her tote, disregarding the tissue, her gaze focused on the horizon. The video was uploaded to Instagram within minutes, captioned, Roto Reject, and garnered 10,000 views, with each remark reading, total loser. Kick her out. A blow to her calm resilience. The humiliation persisted beyond the threshold. Vanessa trailed Claire to the doorway, her shoes clacking, and exclaimed, do not return unless you possess a legitimate budget. The statement reverberated throughout the store, eliciting laughs from both staff and patrons. Ethan feigned a wave, exclaiming, consider a mall next time. A security guy positioned by the entrance grinned, his radio emitting static as he said, assumed she would seize and flee. Claire's grip on her tote intensified. However, she refrained from turning around. She emerged onto the pavement, her linen dress billowing in the breeze, and retrieved her phone. As Claire exited, she overheard Vanessa and Ethan chatting to a jeweler through the open backroom door of the boutique, their tones laced with derision. Did you observe her tote? Vanessa scoffed, flinging a cloth onto the counter. likely filled with pilfered earrings already. Ethan chuckled as organizing a tray of rings. She likely believed a Lumiere was a discount event. The jeweler, a stern woman identified as Carla, laughed softly. She has no purpose here, likely seeking a wealthy spouse. Their laughter resonated in the hallway, audible to Claire as she rearranged her tote. A passing staff member observed her briefly before averting their gaze, tacitly endorsing the silence. The rumor disseminated through the boutique's internal Slack channel, with screenshots surfacing online, each one reinforcing the portrayal of Claire as a thief unworthy of their society. Claire's jaw clenched, her gray eyes shimmering with anguish. Nevertheless, she continued walking, the staff's remarks a recent affront to her dignity. Outside, the harsh Beverly Hills sun beat down, yet Claire walked with measured feet, her dignity preserved. She refrained from tears or shouts. She called Blake, her voice calm yet steady. "They refused to show me the necklace," she stated. "I am fine. Inform me upon your arrival." Hours following Claire's departure, the Della Lumiere VIP group chat, orchestrated by Diana Voss, shared a montage of her visit, featuring her beside the necklace, Victor inspecting her suitcase, and her discreet leave accompanied by a satirical pop song. The caption stated, "The linen lady believed she could shop here. Understand your position." The Instagram story garnered 30,000 views, accompanied by remarks such as, "Thief in sandals," and "Her bags are likely filled with our diamonds." Lauren Tate, the technology expert at Aries, contributed a TikTok that integrated the clip with her commentary. This underscores the necessity for enhanced security measures. Individuals of her ilk tarnished the atmosphere. The video disseminated on YouTube, each share inflicting a new injury on Claire, who encountered it when a friend forwarded the link. While awaiting Blake at a nearby cafe, she overheard patrons from the boutique murmuring, "That's her, the one from the video?" Their smirks seared her, yet Claire sipped her coffee, her gray eyes unwavering, her composure concealing an inner tempest. The digital onslaught was unyielding, a public denouncement of her character. Conversely, Blake's voice resonated with a low growl, the type that commanded silence in boardrooms. "I am en route," he stated. "Remain there." Within De La Lumiere, the staff resumed their duties, the incident already transformed into a narrative for discussion. Vanessa readjusted her dress, smirking at Ethan. "Can you fathom her audacity?" Ethan laughed, cleaning a display case. "She will understand her position," he remarked, proceeding to aid a new client, a pop star clad in a sequined jumpsuit. Diana Voss shared an image of her new emerald bracelet, captioning it, "Della Lumiere vibes. Only the elite belong." The comments section was inundated with likes, the boutique's reputation unblemished, its hierarchy preserved. However, the boutique's serene ambience was on the verge of disruption. 30 minutes later, a black Rolls-Royce Phantom smoothly halted before the glass entrance, its engine emitting a gentle hum that hushed the street. The valet paused, his hands awkwardly handling a key fob as the driver's door swung open. Blake Monroe emerged, his impeccably tailored black suit accentuating his broad shoulders and chiseled jawline, presenting a commanding presence. At 42, he was a formidable presence. Dark hair swept back, green eyes capable of both warmth and coldness, and an aura of understated authority that commanded influence. Blake served as the CEO of Monroe Ventures, an e-commerce conglomerate that dominated half of North America's online retail market. His name was a staple in Forbes and at Davos panels. He was an elusive figure in public, his visage seldom observed, yet his impact resonated in every significant transaction. The boutique's entrance opened as Blake entered, with Claire emerging from the Rolls-Royce that followed him. Her linen dress remained unaltered, her gray eyes composed. The atmosphere became hushed, trays clattering, gasps suppressed. Vanessa's smile dissipated, her counter abruptly a tenuous barrier. Ethan's polishing cloth fell, his smirk vanished. Blake averted his gaze. His voice was low and menacing, each word sharp as a blade. "Is the employee who insulted my wife still employed here?" The question lingered ominously. Clients froze, their phones lowered. Diana Voss's bracelet clinked as her hand quivered. The pop star retreated, her sequins lackluster beneath the chandeliers. The boutique's proprietor, Mr. Giovanni Duca, hurried downstairs, his tailored vest askew and his complexion ashen upon recognizing Blake. "Mr. Monroe," he stammered, inclining his head slightly. "Please, this is a misunderstanding." Blake's gaze fixed on him, his green eyes frigid. "You permitted your staff to accuse my wife of theft," he stated, his voice incisive, dismantling the rationale. "You permitted them to degrade her in the presence of your clients." He directed his gaze towards Vanessa, who recoiled, her hairstyle coming undone. "You informed her that she was unwelcome, that she did not belong." Vanessa attempted to respond, but no words emerged, her power evaporating under Blake's gaze. Claire advanced, her tote clutched in her arms, her voice gentle yet resolute. "I do not require them to recognize my identity," she stated, her gaze locking with Mr. Ducas. "I only required to be accorded the same respect as any other patron." The room was quiet, the gravity of her words lingering like dust. Blake signaled to his assistant, a young woman in a blue blazer named Leia, who advanced with a tablet. "The necklace," Blake declared, his tone definite. "Now." Leia's fingers moved swiftly, executing a bank transfer of $12 million. The monies are cleared within seconds. Mr. Duca struggled with the case, his hands trembling as he elevated the pink diamond necklace. Blake grasped it with intentional movements and turned to Claire. He positioned himself behind her, delicately fastening the necklace around her neck, the diamonds refracting light akin to stars. Blake stated, his voice subdued yet impactful, that she no longer requires anyone's consent. Every statement constitutes a judgment. The boutique's quiet was overwhelming, clients gazing, staff immobilized. Vanessa's complexion paled, her heels wavering. Ethan gazed downward, his hands quivering. "Mr. Duca," he said, directing his gaze towards Vanessa. "You are terminated," he stated, his gaze shifting to Blake. "Gather your belongings and depart immediately." Vanessa muttered, tears brimming, although no one offered assistance. The security guy, previously complicit, withdrew his radio inactive. The repercussions were instantaneous. A subordinate employee, outraged by the incident, disclosed the boutique's CCTV footage to a tabloid website. The video featuring Vanessa's sneer, Ethan's wave, and Diana's tissue toss went viral, garnering 20 million views within hours. TikTok surged in popularity as fans created stitched clips featuring the linen lady with captions. She was labeled a thief. Justice for Claire. The footage depicted Claire's serene composure, her tranquil departure, and Blake's arrival. The necklace incident was perpetually replayed. Instagram loops repeat the slogan. Now she doesn't have to ask, celebrating Claire's victory. Da lumidez impeccable reputation volterd. Its Yelp page is inundated with one-star ratings. Aristocratic refuse. Refrain from patronizing this establishment. Vanessa's name became synonymous with brutality. Her LinkedIn page was ridiculed. Her modeling assignments were canceled as businesses distanced themselves. Ethan's employment opportunities disappeared. His sneer is a remnant of the Beverly Hills shopping landscape. Diana Voss's influencer career declined significantly. Her emerald bracelet post was overshadowed by comments such as, "You laughed at Claire." Consequently, her following count declined significantly. Her status lacks protection. Mr. Duca issued a public apology, although it was overshadowed by the outrage on the internet. Reservations at the Lumiere declined sharply, with its velvet cases remaining unoccupied as patrons gravitated towards rival establishments. Days following the publication of the footage, Diana Voss and Lauren Tate confronted a public reckoning. Diana, eager to restore her influencer reputation, released a tearful apologetic video, asserting she had misunderstood Claire. Nonetheless, it resulted in 500,000 dislikes and remarks such as, "Too late, bully." Her endorsement contracts disappeared. Her fur coat, was auctioned to settle debts. Lauren's technology business forfeited $20 million in capital after investors withdrew, citing her detrimental conduct, and her TikTok account was terminated for hate speech. A coalition of former clientele of D.A. Lumiere, motivated by Claire's elegance, initiated a boycott, accompanied by an open letter signed by 200 prominent individuals denouncing the boutique's elitism. The letter, featured in Vogue, lauded Claire as a symbol of dignity, its widespread dissemination establishing her as a cultural icon. During a Lumiere Fund event, a young woman approached Claire, tearfully expressing how the boycott empowered her to resign from a prejudiced position. Claire embraced her, her linen dress resplendent. Her triumph created a ripple effect that transformed lives. The viral footage not only discredited de la Lumiere, but also initiated a legal deluge. A class action lawsuit, supported by the Monroe Ventures legal team, was initiated against the boutique for discriminatory practices, referencing Claire's treatment and testimonials from former employees of pervasive hostility. The lawsuit implicated Vanessa, Ethan, and Mr. Duca, as their reputations were tarnished by the revelations in the court filings regarding their conduct. Vanessa's fashion blog ceased operations. Her name has been blacklisted by luxury brands. Ethan's career in retail concluded. His LinkedIn was inundated with remarks from fraudulent callers. Mr. Duca was subjected to a $10 million penalty. His boutique chain is experiencing a significant loss of key investors. The lawsuit settlement financed anti-discrimination training for 1,000 store employees, with a program administered by Claire's Lumiere Fund. Social media lauded the verdict. Diamond Justice trended as users remarked. They criticized her dress. Now they are unemployed. Claire observed the news from her home, her tote on the table, her heart unwavering with the awareness that justice had transformed an industry. The world celebrated her understated win, a success derived from dignity rather than retribution. The boutique's Instagram account experienced a decline of 100,000 followers, transforming its once exclusive allure into a cautionary narrative. However, the narrative did not conclude with the necklace. A week later, Claire attended a press appearance wearing a plain blue dress, devoid of the pink diamond necklace, with her tote placed on a neighboring chair. She confronted a throng of reporters, her gray eyes unwavering, and declared the establishment of the Lumiere Fund, a nonprofit endowed with $12 million, the whole worth of the necklace. This fund, she stated clearly, will assist women experiencing discrimination in prestigious workplaces, particularly those evaluated based on their appearance or background. The audience burst into applause, with cameras illuminating the scene. No individual should be made to feel inferior, she asserted, regardless of their attire, accessories, or aspirations. The global release indicated that the Lumiere Fund surpassed the Linen Woman, with each share reflecting Claire's vision. The fund's effect was immediate. In a matter of months, it educated 500 women in leadership competencies, financed legal assistance for workplace harassment cases, and collaborated with universities to investigate bias in luxury shopping. Claire meticulously supervised every detail. Her notebook is replete with concepts for outreach. Her presence is consistently noted during board meetings. Blake provided silent support, his Rolls-Royce stationed outside. However, it was Claire's passion that propelled the mission. The jewelry, currently on loan to a museum, has become a symbol of resilience rather than wealth. Women nationwide submitted letters to Claire recounting experiences of being disregarded, ridiculed, or undervalued. She perused each item, her gray eyes luminous with intent. De Lumiere never regained its former state. 6 months later, it closed its Rodeo Drive location. The chandeliers are dim, and the cases are vacant. The lack of the pink diamond constituted a wound, its legacy intertwined with Claire's victory. Mr. Duca retired, his name diminished, while Vanessa and Ethan sought low-paying employment. Their elitism is an anachronism. The influencer empire of Diana Voss disintegrated. Her fur coat was auctioned. The Globe observed Claire's ascent. Her linen clothing symbolizes humility and courage. She need not gloat. She had constructed something superior. Not with ire, but with elegance. Claire and Blake commemorated their anniversary in their residence. Their unassuming Bel Air cottage resonates with laughter. She donned her linen outfit. He wore his black suit. No necktie. They performed a dance in the lawn. The illuminated urban landscape beneath. The necklace is a superfluous remembrance. Their affluence was extensive. However, their affection was more profound, grounded in years of collective aspirations. Claire's tote rested on the table, containing a new photograph. She spoke at the Lumiere funding launch, her grin beaming. The world recognized her not merely as a billionaire spouse, but as a formidable individual who transformed shame into hope. Claire Monroe had no need for diamonds. She embodied illumination. If this narrative resonated with you, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for